All right, we're live once again. I was live a minute ago. I had to do some chores, plus the internet wasn't working properly. I'm here to eat my crow. You see the title: Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Vasyl Lomachenko. Lomachenko comprehensively winning that fight. Rigondeaux retiring in the at the end of the sixth round. I'm ready to eat my crow, folks. So you can go ahead, gloat, have fun. I was wrong. I was wrong like Donkey Kong. There's no excuses you can make. We'll break down the fight, of course. And if you want to join me in the Hangouts, I can always give you the Hangouts, the Hangout section. And if you want to comment, booyah, there's a comment section right there. Let's get into it, baby. Let's get into it. Let's get into it. It is what it is. And we will talk a little bit about the whole entire fight, what I got to say, my thoughts on it. I saw the fight in low resolution, then I saw it in high resolution, at least I think the early rounds and the sixth round. I didn't watch everything. But I already kind of have my perspective on this fight. I'm going to tell you what the deciding factor was in this fight and what I think about it. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, go ahead, post up your comments and so on. I know a lot of other groups are discussing this at this point in time, but I decided, let me get into it, man. I would love to get some other people up on my Hangout as well. That would be awesome. But for the moment, let's get into it, man. Guillermo Rigondeaux versus Vasyl Lomachenko. You guys, go ahead, light it up, talk about it. Let's go. I eat my crow. I eat my crow. One thing, when I'm wrong about something, I'm going to stand up and say I'm wrong. And I'm going to listen to other people also on their comments and views. I seriously thought that Guillermo Rigondeaux would win this fight. I was absolutely and incomprehensibly wrong. No, Lomachenko didn't beat down Guillermo Rigondeaux. In fact, he hardly touched him in the fight. But nonetheless, that's not the point. The point is that he lost. You know, they threw in the towel. And when winners, a true champion fights through anything. Fights through anything. I'm not saying Guillermo Rigondeaux is not a true champion. He jumped up 2 weight division, whatever. Weight didn't really have much to play in this fight. Clearly, we could see skills had to play in this fight. And the thing about it is, whether you like it or not, Vasyl Lomachenko was winning those rounds because he was the more active fighter. Both fighters weren't really landing much of anything. You get a body shot here and there. You get, a headshot here and there. But for the most part, they weren't really landing on each other as much as we think. What I think made the difference was Vasyl Lomachenko. He could rough up Guillermo a little bit. And Guillermo obviously wasn't fighting that much on the inside either. That wasn't his game. And Vasyl would rabbit punch him, rough him up, push him, forearm him, that kind of thing. Guillermo, though, held his own against a guy who was supposedly much bigger than him. So weight didn't have nothing to do with this fight. What had to do with this fight was whether you hurt your hand or not in the second round, you didn't feel the need to continue. And once you do that, once you're not fighting through your situation, and that's why I tell people Floyd Mayweather is a totally different beast, man. If he got his hand hurt, he was still going for that W. He was going to go for that win, even though the other guy is more active than him. And because he's more active, he's winning the fight. Because Vasyl Lomachenko was winning this fight on activity. He wasn't necessarily landing anything of substance, I thought. He caught Guillermo Rigondeaux every now and then with a shot to the head, either a jab or a left to the head. But he was throwing a whole bunch of punches. And then when he couldn't hit him, he started rabbit punching the dude. Hit him in the back of the head because he was slipping and bobbing, going underneath those shots. But I would say this. I believe he won that fight. And he wanted to win, and he won. Okay? And I'm not taking nothing away from Vasyl Lomachenko. He won that fight. Hands down. Okay? And he made Guillermo Rigondeaux's corner throw in the towel. He made Guillermo Rigondeaux retire. Whether it's Rigondeaux that called it or his coach, doesn't really matter. They didn't see the need to move forward, and that's that. So at the end of the day, I eat my crow. I'm not one of those people when a guy loses, I'm a sore loser and stuff. No. Vasyl Lomachenko did it, technically and otherwise. He beat Guillermo Rigondeaux. You got to give the guy his props. I honestly did not think he would beat Guillermo Rigondeaux because Rigondeaux is so accurate and he snipes and stuff. And you could see the semblance of Guillermo Rigondeaux being able to snipe Lomachenko to the body sometimes. You get him to the head sometimes and keep him up with the jab sometimes. But at the end of the day, Vasyl Lomachenko was able to move. Guillermo couldn't hit him like he wanted to hit him. And the other thing is he changed up range all the time. He'd stay on the outside and come back on the inside. Even though Guillermo was walking him down early, later on, Vasyl was the one pushing Guillermo back. right? Making Guillermo clinch, because what I said before was whoever can get to the inside. Guillermo is not an inside fighter. That's not his strength. And Vasyl was able to get him to lock up. And once he's locked up, Vasyl would go to work, rabbit punching, whatever, fighting him, just wrestling him, trying to use his weight and size to his advantage on the inside. And he tagged Guillermo pretty well a couple of times. Some really good shots. Guillermo got some more body shots in there. And he landed straight left, and sometimes he landed a jab to the body. So he would get the body shots in. But it's not much landing of anything that was happening, especially clean shots in this fight. Nonetheless, let me go to the comment section. Let me hear what you guys got to say. I want to hear what you guys got to say, because you guys those of you who said, Loma, you got bragging rights, man. You got bragging rights on me. I did not see that happening. And when I watched the fight this morning, because I didn't watch it last night, when I watched the fight this morning, in a way, it was anticlimactic because Guillermo didn't look like he was damaged in any way or phased in any way. But they threw in the towel, so I can't say nothing. I have nothing to say because they retired. And you retire from a fight, what can I say? Now I can't say nothing. I have no grounds. If they went 12 rounds, it was a different story. But you retire from a fight, you retired, buddy. You could say whatever you want about the opponent. You retired. And don't tell me about no injury, because I don't want to hear that. Okay? You fight through your injuries. You have to fight through your injuries. So whether he had an injured hand or not it doesn't make a difference. And he knew he was losing those rounds. And he said it straight up. He said, you know, I lost that fight. Yeah, you lost that fight. You lost that fight. You lost it big time too. Okay. So it is what it is. And I can't say nothing. I can't say nothing. There's nothing to say. I am eating my crow. I gotta eat crow all day. That's like when Tyson Fury beat Vladimir Klitschko. I didn't see it happening. It happened. I gotta eat my crow. There's no excuses when you lose and you retire. You know, I'm not gonna be like one of those rabid fans be saying, "Oh no, man, he didn't do nothing." He did something. He made him retire. God, I didn't expect that. So you got to give Lomachenko his props for this fight. You got to give Lomachenko his props. I was riding with Rigo to the very end, and the very end happened, and he lost. There's no way to this. You cannot beat around the bush on that. If you want to join me in the hangout, you can always join me in the hangout. I can contact you and give you the hangout link so you can gloat and do whatever you want, because I'm wrong. I'm wrong like Donkey Kong, and I had to eat my crow. Okay, you guys can have fun. Have fun in the chat section. It's right over here. Have fun telling me how wrong I was and how could I think that size didn't matter. The size did not matter in this, but in my opinion, I can only say my opinion now. I don't think size had too much to do with what happened there. But nonetheless, the point is he lost, and he lost, and he lost. And that's just what it is. He lost. And ain't no two ways about that. That's a straight up loss right there. I can't say it no other way. If I had put money on Rigo, I'd have lost my money. And I'll be sour, but I'd have known, shit, Lomachenko beat his ass. There's nothing I can say about that. Nothing I have no defense for Rigo. And I feel so bad because the whole system was against him. And he loses this fight, man. It sucks. But I mean, you should have come out, man. You should come out in 7 rounds. If it's just your hand, I know I'm saying just your hand. I never fought before, but you know, you gotta go out there, man. You gotta go out there. But apparently they didn't see themselves probably winning the next set of rounds and just going the distance with him, which didn't make no sense to me. You should have gone the distance at least with the dude. But you lose this fight because one, you just didn't see how you could win, and you don't want to take no more damage to your hand. That's not good enough. You have to fight all the way to the finish. All right? And he wanted to fight. You gonna call out Lomachenko. You gonna call this dude out. Dude wasn't messing with you. You called him out at his weight class. You go up, and then your hand keeps you back from winning the fight. Come on, man. I don't want to clown Rigo because he got too much going on there. But man, there's nothing I can say. There's nothing I can say. I can't defend Rigo on this one. He lost. You know, looked good. The fight looked like it was going good. I was interested in what was happening, and then boom, dude decided. His coach said, "You know what, man, your hand, it ain't worth it, man." And he just like, okay, no, don't say okay. You come in a fight to win. I mean, all right, well, whatever, man. All the chips against you, buddy. Everybody was voting for you to lose. So you got to go in there and you got to fight. You have to have that mindset that I got to get the W some way, somehow. I got to get this W. You know, that's what it's about. If you're a winner, you want to get that W. And my boy, he thought his hand was more important than the W. And what can I say? I can't blame him because I never been in the ring. But at the end of the day, I can't say nothing now. You lost, brother. There ain't nothing I can say about that. You lost the fight. You know, you agreeing with your coach and dialing it in. Okay, fine. You get that paycheck, but you lost the fight. You know, there ain't nothing. I don't want to hear about your hand. I know your hand might have been a problem, but hey, I know this sounds terrible because I always talk about this and fighters and the injuries and stuff. But dude, everybody been making excuses these days. They've been making excuses for losing. Losers make excuses. Winners win. Losers make excuses. Winners win. If you feel this guy wasn't somebody, he wasn't nothing special, like you trying to make it out to be, but you give him all his credit, but it's because of your hand, I ain't want to hear that. Because he got to be special if you only thinking about your hand. If you thought you could have beat him with that messed up hand, you'd have gone at it. Will to win. So I don't want to hear no excuses from nobody. When you lose a fight, you lost it. Give the man his props and just go off into the sunset. You know, maybe you got to pick another discipline, or maybe you box on the dealer, whatever. But at the end of the day, my boy Guillermo, I still think you are a championship, a boxer, wonderful guy. Many people ducked you. I respect for you, brother. But this fight, you lost it. And it's evident. It's obvious you lost it. And Vasyl Lomachenko, he right. He should just call himself Vasyl Lomachenko. Yeah, he should call himself that because he's making everybody quit right now. Everybody quitting against him. So it's not that the fighters like what's his name? That Jamaican dude that everybody came down on. It's not that these fighters are bad fighters. It's that Vasyl be putting that activity and pressure on them, and they just don't see a way how they can win the fight, whether it's by points or whatever. They give up, and these fighters are giving up. Now, Guillermo, in my opinion, didn't take a beating at all. He didn't get beat up like how, you know, Vasyl was stopped. He was going to stop 3 of those guys that he faced recently, and he stopped the other one before that. These guys Guillermo didn't look like he was going to get stopped. I don't know what he saw. I don't know what happened, but he knew he was losing round by round by round. And he was clinching up like crazy. Why are you going to clinch? You're going to clinch because the distance, you're not getting the distance. You're not getting the range you want. So you got to fight on the inside, and he ain't got no inside game. You know, he got a decent inside game, but he ain't got a great inside game. So that's what happened, and he lost that fight, folks. Ain't no way around it. You could try to make excuses for him. You can't. You cannot make excuses for a guy whose corner throws in the towel. You just can't. And ain't nothing wrong with throwing in the towel, but I'm just saying, it's because you don't think you can win, you throw in the towel. That's why you throw in the towel. No matter how you look at it. You got an injury or something, you don't think you can win, you ain't ready to go out in your shield, or you're not ready to push anymore because you think it's pointless. You throw in the towel. And that's what happened. Vasyl Lomachenko made that corner throw in the towel. Guillermo never complained. He never said, hey, no, coach, no. You know, remember Diego Corrales? He was getting his ass whooped by Floyd Mayweather. Dude got knocked down the 5th time. His father wanted to throw in the towel. They want to throw in the towel. He said, no. I didn't get none of that from Guillermo Rigondeaux. He never said, no. He never said that. You see what I'm saying? You know the heart of a true champion. I'm not saying he's not a true champion, but I'm saying the heart of a true champion wants to fight. If I got to go out of my shield, I'm going to go out of my shield. But I want to fight. The fighter gotta have that in them. The will to win. You got to have that in you. You can't be thinking, look at Guillermo Rigondeaux. What else was wrong with him besides his hand? So besides your hand, you got another hand. You got your footwork. You got your feet. You telling me you gonna quit? But hey, I'm not gonna be down on him. But this one thing I can tell you, he lost. He lost the fight. You know what I'm saying? So I ain't mad at the dude. If do what you got to do, you're an older guy, and everything you want to quit, you quit. You know, Gennaro Hernandez quit. The great Julio Cesar Chavez quit. A lot of people quit in boxing. Nobody really dogged them for it because they old, right? So if he want to do that, preserve himself, preserve his faculties, that's okay. But don't come making no damn excuse, and don't come trying to even say, "Yo, he's a technical fighter and stuff, and he ain't nothing really special." Don't say that. You just got your ass beaten. You don't say those things. You want to talk about your hand, fine, but say I lost. And he said he lost, but that's true. But don't throw nothing at Vasyl Lomachenko now, because you just lost to him. You know, be gracious about it. I lost. Take my loss. No excuses. I'm out. Don't tell me about your hand. If you want to talk about, I know he got booed and stuff, and that's tough. You know, I remember Timothy Bradley also. You know, he got booed for winning, and then he got booed for losing. And he was talking about his foot and stuff. I hear these fighters, but I don't want to hear it when you lose. When you win and you talk about, hey, my hand was bothering me and stuff, that's why I couldn't give you the performance I really wanted to. I'm okay with that because you won. You understand? You won the fight, so it's a different story. You lost. I don't want to hear nothing from you. You tell them you lost, and that's it. And if we got to go ahead and find out later on you got an injury or something, that's okay. That's all right. But Manny Pacquiao, man, when he lost to Floyd Mayweather, he was like, you didn't do nothing. Come on, shut up. Shut the hell up, man. You know, so I don't want to hear that. I don't want to hear it from fighters now. I don't want to hear the excuses anymore. I'm sure fighters go through a lot of things before they get into the ring and fight. But no excuses anymore. You make excuses. Make excuses after you win. You get the W, you can make an excuse. Winners don't make excuses, though. You ever notice that? It's the losers that make excuses. They talk about their foot, their hand, if I had the right balance, all that shit. No, you lost. And once you say, I lost, and you acknowledge that, and this is a learning experience for me, now we can move on. But if you don't say, I lost, and you want to make all these excuses and then down the opponent by saying, oh, he technical, but he nothing special. Don't tell me he technical, nothing special. If he wasn't nothing special, you'll be fighting him right now because you think you beat his ass. If he nothing special, something you've seen before. Now I see he was handling him defensively. Offensively, he was doing, he wasn't doing so well. But my point is, that's not the point. It's when you get up there and you're trying to validate what you have done, which is quit. Okay, you want to validate that. There was nothing wrong with Guillermo Rigondeaux, except for maybe maybe he moved the bone in his hand and it's out of place or whatever. But other than that, he's fine. Look at the guy's face. The guy's face ain't even bumpy. You gonna go out. I'm just saying. I'm not gonna be hard on him. Let's see what you guys got in the chat section. I know some of you already talking up in here. Yeah, there you go. Best fighter last night said, hey, Tyro. Come 583 says, remember why Floyd messed up his hand versus Castillo? He kept on going one against Castillo with one hand. But no, hey, do you know the fight against, what's this kid's name? I think it wasn't Jesus Chavez. I think it was the other guy. He messed up both hands. Dude messed up both hands. He hit the guy on his head and damaged his hand, went down, touched the canvas because of his hand. Then he damaged the next hand. He had two bad hands, and dude finished the fight. All right? You don't meet guys like Floyd Mayweather every day. Okay? You just don't. And he still beat the dude. Okay? So, like you said, Com583, shout out to you. And hey, Tyro, shout out to you as well. Oh, you asking me what was the best fighter last night? I really don't know. I didn't watch none of the fights. You tell me, what was the best fighter last night for you? You tell me that, because I did not watch anything. I watched stuff this morning. I actually watched the highlights. Com583, Rigo too defensive. Man, look, man, he lost. You know what I'm saying? It had nothing to do with nothing else. He lost. You could say he was too defensive. That's an excuse, though. He was too defensive. That's an excuse. Both guys are defensive fighters. Both Rigondeaux and Lomachenko. And Rigondeaux's a sharpshooter. That's what he do. He sharpshooted Lomachenko sometimes. But at the same time, man, you know, he was sharpshooting him, but he couldn't find the range all the time because Lomachenko would move to the outside and then he'd pivot, and then he would come back to the inside and he'd try and use feints to get on the inside. And Rigo was matching him for feints, but Loma, even when Rigo's guard is up, Loma keep on punching. So just off of activity, Loma was winning him every single round. Off of activity. It wasn't based on shots he was actually landing. There was sometimes he put some shots together on Rigo and he would actually land them, but most of them were just range finders. He wasn't trying to load up on nothing. And Rigo began to realize he was losing round after round after round, you know, and he realized he was losing that fight. And he would have lost it on points. That's what would have happened. Loma would have beaten him on points. So he didn't see no need to continue, so he quit. That's what basically happened. Salido versus Roman. Man, anything with Orlando Salido is going to be exciting. So I can just imagine. So that sounds interesting. You tell me a little bit more about it. Hey, Tyro. And by the way, I'm eating my crow today. I'm eating my crow. Combs583 says, I know he lost. Rigo's style can't beat an active fighter like Loma or Pat. It had nothing to do with activity either. Nothing to do with activity. You mean sharpshooting versus a guy who's got a lot of movement and punches a lot? Oh, that's what you probably mean. Okay. The thing with Rigo is he's not specialized at fighting on the inside. He don't fight on the inside. And what Loma was able to do, whenever Rigo clinch up, Loma would rabbit punch and rough him up and use the forearm, because Loma can't fight on the inside either. So we had two fighters that be wrestling a little bit, and they would luck up, and Rigo get penalized for lucking up too much. Loma should have get penalized for rabbit punching, but he was the more active fighter. That's the thing. It had nothing to do with punches landing per se. Rigo was landing punches, Loma was landing punches, but it was very rarely. Both of them was missing a lot. So it was more about activity. It really wasn't about size either, because Loma, as strong as he was, is a bigger. Rigo was handling him. I mean, Rigo was matching him. You know, he was smaller, so he would get pushed around a little bit, but Rigo was holding his own. When Loma started rabbit punching, Rigo started rabbit punching. You know, it was like tit for tat. When Loma hit Rigo at the end of the round, Rigo fired back a shot. It was kind of like an amateur style matchup with the both guys having equal skills and defense and stuff. Didn't have nothing to do with size, nothing at all. Size had nothing to do with this. Style, yeah, style had something to do with it in a way. But see, Rigo, if he had allowed himself to figure out how to deal with Loma, he would have figured out a way to win. Because, okay, Rigo's got his power hand, which is his power left. That's what he's hoping to keep Loma honest with, right? But what he was starting to succeed at doing was in the clinch, sometimes he'd get body shots in. And he was sneaking in those body shots. And one of the body shots he landed on Loma in the 6th round, Loma complained to the referee, you know, he hit me low when he didn't hit him low. So Rigo was actually having minimal success, and he could have acted on that. And his trainer wasn't smart enough to see what Rigo was doing in there. So I was like, you know, Rigo's hanging with Loma. I'm like, yeah, okay, let's see what's going on in this 6th round. You know, I know the biased commentary, they're going to be all raving about everything Loma's doing. But Loma's equally frustrated. He's equally not landing on Rigo. Rigo's a frustrating target. So Loma's trying all kinds of things, rabbit punching, pushing him, you know, trying to bully him around. He's finding out Rigo is equal to the task. He's equally as strong as he is. So as small as he is, he's pretty sturdy. So Loma's getting a little problems. Rigo's starting to find his range. Loma's found his range already, kind of varying, trying to do different things on Rigo. So that's what really was going on in that fight. You get the power edge to Rigo. Yeah, Rigo had the power. He had the pop. But here's the thing. The thing about it is you just don't. The fight's up in the air in a kind of way. Point-wise, it's all Loma. All right, we reached the midway point. So Rigo's thinking, man, I might have to stop this dude if I had to win, and I don't have a stop in hand. But you can't think like that. You have to think, let me make it to the finish, and let me find a way to win. If I got to stop this guy with my right hand, if I got to, knock him down or something. But I got to find a way to win. And you come back, you claw back into the fight. Because obviously, I don't know, maybe Rigo won a round or two. All right, maybe. I don't know. I don't know how the judges were scoring the fight. Maybe we got to look at the judges' scorecard to see what it was before the stoppage. But at the end of the day, man, you don't just quit on a fight where you're in it still. He's not outclassing you. He's not out punching you. He's out pointing you because he's the more active fighter. And you were the ring general for a minute, and then he's kind of the ring general at certain points in time. So that's kind of tit and tat. At the end of the day, go 12 rounds with the dude at least, you know, and don't say I made it to 12 rounds. Actually try to win the fight. So that's where I can't defend Rigo anymore. There's nothing to defend him with. He comes up short. He loses this fight because he did not see a way he could win. That's the truth of the matter. And so there's no defending it. Loma won. I don't believe it was because he was bigger. I don't believe it, as Rigo himself said, it had nothing to do with weight, that he was 2 weight classes bigger than him or anything like that. It didn't even have to do with reach or height or power. You know, he admitted that Loma was explosive. He was quick. Loma tried to attack Rigo when Rigo would throw a shot or throw a jab. He would try to counter Rigo and kind of crowd him for space and throw a bunch of punches at Rigo's head, most of which were blocked or slipped or bumped under. But the point is, he's doing something. And Rigo, on the other hand, he's not doing anything to keep Loma off of him. He's not, you know, at those points in time, he wasn't really doing what he was supposed to be doing. Peter Peterson says, I'm truly disappointed. Rigo was my top dude, man. He still is a top dude, man. Don't get it twisted. He's still a top dude. Listen, man, you got to learn that people lose, and that doesn't mean you stop being a fan of them. I'm a fan of Guillermo Rigondeaux till I die. I'm a fan of Sean Porter till I die. I'm a fan of, what's this kid's name? He's lost a couple fights. You don't need to, you don't have to always win a fight to be a fan of somebody. And just because the guy quits or gives up doesn't mean you don't be a fan of them. Look at all these fans of, what's his name? Sergey Kovalev. They still fans of Kovalev. You know, the only thing is they saw losers like Kovalev. Kovalev talking about, oh, he hit me low. Shut the hell up, man. Don't be saying that kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Even Lomachenko, when he was making excuses when he lost to Salido, don't make excuses, man. You lost. Just say, you know what, man, I lost. And end the story, like Rigo did. At least he said he lost. He tried to minimize what Lomachenko did, but you can't minimize that after you lost in that fashion. You just can't. You know what I'm saying? You basically lost every single round, man. You can't go back and say, oh, but you know, he's technical, but he ain't nothing special. Damn it, man. You just lost every single round. You can't say that now. That don't carry no weight. Just say, I lost. Leave it right there. It's all good. It's all good. I'm still a Rigo fan. You understand what I'm saying? I still believe in Rigo, but I know he didn't beat Loma. I gotta reset my mind on that one. Come 5-3. I agree how you think Gervonta or Easter would do against Loma. I would love to see Gervonta against Loma. I would love to see Robert Easter against Loma. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I would love to see both fighters against Loma. They're younger as well. They're fresher. They're not as experienced as Loma is, but I would love to see that. Oh, yeah, absolutely. And Gervonta is a southpaw, and Robert Easter, he's an orthodox fighter. So Robert Easter, that would be fun. That would be fun to see how Robert Easter would do against Loma. And I would love to see Gervonta Davis against Loma. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, man. But Loma, you gotta put Loma up there, man. You gotta put him up there now. All right. Dude know how to move in and out of range. You know, dude knows how to set up his feints. And dude has some, he got a lot of energy. Let me put it this way. I don't think his footwork is what people say it is. I think he moves a little too much for my liking. You see Rigo is much more economical and still as elusive as Loma, or if not more elusive. And he was supposedly the smaller man. So I'm you know, I gotta give Loma his props. He won. I'm not, you know, people gonna say, well, Loma's great. And I'll say, I'm not really impressed with Loma, but then that's me. That's my opinion. He make it look so easy. Maybe that's the reason. I'm not really studying all those different feints he uses. how he changed his foot position to approach an opponent. I mean, I don't know, man. He outpointed Rigo. I'll give you that. And not outpointed him in landing punches, but just being more active. So you got to give Loma his props, man. You got to give him his props. I'm not really sold on Loma. I'm not ready to go on the Loma train like that, but I got to give him his props. You know what I'm saying? ELXM100, not a top dude at 130. Who, Rigo? Now you can't say that right now because his first fight at 130 he lost. So he's not a super featherweight, if that's what you mean. Yeah, he's not a super featherweight. You know. ELXM100. Loma beats both guys. I don't know. I want to see that fight. Gervonta Davis, man, versus Loma. I'd love to see that fight. I'd love to see it. Gervonta Davis is explosive. He's quick. You know, Loma been fighting flat-footed guys except for Rigo, who came up 2 weight classes to face him. But I'd love to see that. Gervonta Davis, man? Oh, yeah. I know he's inexperienced. He's not experienced as Loma. Loma fight much better competition than Gervonta Davis. But I'd love to see that. I want to see if Loma could get Gervonta on the back foot. Gervonta can fight on the back foot, too. So I think it would be, if Loma beats Gervonta Davis, I don't think Gervonta Davis will quit. I think it'd be more of a points decision. If he does manage to do that, I don't know. Gervonta does fight in spurts, kind of like a Canelo, much better version of Adrian Broner, that kind of guy. So I would be interested in seeing what would happen in that fight, you know, because Loma would give Gervonta Davis some problems. But I don't know, man. I don't know about that one. I don't know. I just don't know. I would love to see it. Com 583. Easter's length would give him problems. Maybe. Depends. Robert Easter can move in the ring. You got to be able to move to match the angles that Loma does. See how Rigondeaux was matching those angles and getting under them and getting under those punches so that Loma couldn't really land on him? Robert Easter would have to use his height and his length. Sometimes Robert Easter, the thing with Robert Easter, though, he can fight on the inside. So he got inside game. He got outside game. He got decent pivot work, and he's quick for a tall guy. So I'd love to see that fight as well. Robert Easter's well-schooled in what he does. He's orthodox. I don't know how good he can fight southpaws. And if he can handle the southpaw, he's going to be okay. He'll hold his own against Loma. You know, because he got it, all the advantages he could possibly have. When it comes to Gervonta Davis, who's explosive as well, quick, and he's a true super featherweight. He's a big super featherweight. That would be interesting. I don't know if Loma, I don't know, man. I don't know. I just want to see them come together and fight. I don't want to be definitive on nothing anymore because Rigo got his ass beat. So I'm hesitant to say that Gervonta Davis eats Loma alive anymore. Okay, I would love to see it though. I'd love to see it. Make that fight happen. Gervonta Davis versus Lomachenko, and I'm picking against Loma. I know you guys will like, man, you a Loma hater? I'll be like, nope, I'm picking Gervonta Davis. But he's still green. He's still inexperienced, so Loma would have a shot against him. But I would love to see it. I would love to see it. I would love to see that shit. Easter's length will give him problems. Crawford is still pound for pound #1. Crawford? Who is Crawford fought that's on the level of a Guillermo Rigondeaux? Yurikis Gambo? I don't know, man. Loma might have passed Crawford. Because if you look at the level of opposition Loma's been facing so far, he's been fighting some top guys. And Crawford fought some tough guys too and became undisputed champion, but not on the level of what Loma's been facing. He don't got no Rigo on his record and make him quit. So I think Loma took the top spot now. I think he's pound for pound #1 in the world. The only guy who probably may be above him is Canelo Alvarez. Because Canelo has fought, I mean, he fought the major names in the business. So fought Golovkin too. Got a draw too. You got to think about it. Gary Russell Jr. versus Guillermo Rigondeaux. I think Rigo should go back down and wait and just fight down below. Well, that's up to him. Com 583. Come on, he cleared out 2 divisions. Who, Crawford? That don't mean nothing. It's not how many divisions you cleared out. It's who you beat, brother. Who you beat. You got to look at who you beat, the caliber of opposition. It's not how frequently you beat people. You can beat, you know, 2 divisions worth of okay fighters. That's cool. They okay. But there's a difference when you fight a Guillermo Rigondeaux. His Guillermo Rigondeaux was Yuriorkis Gamboa. That was his Guillermo Rigondeaux. And Gamboa ain't nothing to Rigo. Rigo's superior boxer to Gamboa any day, any time, man. So, I mean, you just don't compare it. So you got to give Lomachenko his props. You know, the only other guy that's really fought names and really beat names is Canelo. That's the only other guy. He just fought Gennady Golovkin and went 12 rounds with him. And whether you believe he beat Golovkin or you don't believe he beat Golovkin, the fact is he's got a rematch with Golovkin. You know what I'm saying? To settle that score. And Golovkin was the pound for pound #1 fighter in the world. In fact, by the Ring Magazine and everybody, he's pound for pound #1. You understand what I'm saying? Canelo arguably hung with him. All right. So you gotta look at that. Canelo, you can't root out Canelo, man. You can't root out Canelo. But Lomachenko, man, yeah, Lomachenko lost to Salido, but think about it. When he faced Salido, how many fights he had? How many fights did Lomachenko have? I mean, you got to put that in perspective as well. Who has faced that level of competition so early in their career? Only like throwback fighters did that way back in the days. They just come into boxing and face the #1 contender or #1 fighter in the world. You know, that bullshit used to happen back in the day. It doesn't happen today. You know, and Lomachenko, he had a lot of amateur experience. So, yeah, think about that. Yeah, man, people, if you want to give me more crow, hit me with a crow. I'm cool with it. I'm cool with it because there's nothing I can say to defend Rigo on this one. I can't. I wish I could, but I can't. You know? People are asking what will happen to Rigo's career. Well, man, they was gunning for this guy. They wanted to get this guy out of there. Bob Arum wanted to see him sink. He got his wish. So, and the boxing bodies, they weren't trying to get Rigo out of there. But I'm gonna still follow up on Rigo's career and see what happens, man, because I like Guillermo Rigondeaux, man. He's a hell of a boxer, hell of a technician as well. Love it, man. I love him to death. It is what it is, though. I can't make no excuses for Rigo. They quit, man. There's nothing I can do about that. They quit when all the chips were on the line, when everything was at stake. They folded. What am I going to do now? I can't defend that. Nobody can't blame nobody for folding. You got to blame yourself. So it is what it is. I decided to come out here talk with you guys. Shout out to Com583 ELXM100. Yeah, Peter Pearson and Hi Tyro. You know what I'm saying? Thanks for the Salido versus Roman. I think it's Saul Roman. Is that the guy? That fight. I might check it out and peep it out later. I gotta go, man. I got jobs and chores and stuff to do. But it was fun talking with you guys. You know, I'm what you need. You know what it is. You know what you need in boxing. But I was wrong about this fight. I'm gonna emphasize that again. I was wrong. I eat my crow. I want you guys to know, whenever I'm wrong about something, I come out and I say I'm wrong. If I eat crow, I gotta do push-ups, whatever. It's all in you guys. You guys have fun, man, because I can't say nothing. I'm not a sore loser. I'm not one of those people who gonna fight. Oh, it was nothing. Nah. Lomachenko beat his ass in the ring. It is what it is. We have to accept that as reality and move on. Take that L. Take that L, baby, and move on. That's how you do it. If you're a real man, you say kudos to Loma. He's the dude. He's the darn. Just beat the man, as far as we're concerned, what is in boxing, the technical purist, the guy who they were saying was probably better than Floyd Mayweather and all of that stuff. I gotta give Lomachenko the props. He the man. He the dude. Probably pound for pound #1 now. It is what it is. There ain't nothing else to say. Shut my mouth up. If I was a hater, I gotta shut my mouth. You know what I'm saying? If I was a doubter, I gotta shut my mouth. Lomachenko proved it. He proved it in the ring. Okay? Ain't nothing else. This is reality. We gotta accept it, swallow our pride, and say, man, it is what it is. Lomachenko beat Rigo's ass, made the dude quit. It is what it is. Lomachenko, you the dude, you the man. Props to you, Lomachenko. You did it. Those people who said Lomachenko would win, you are right. There's nothing I can say about that. Y'all thought it was about size, though, but I don't think it was size that mattered there. Nonetheless, he beat him. He beat him. He beat him. He beat him. If they match up in styles again, he going to beat him again. All right? If they match up again, he going to beat him again. Because Rigo doesn't really making excuses. There ain't no excuses here. If you had said, man, I lost, man, I got to go back to the drawing board. I got to figure out a way to do better next time. That I would have accepted. But he said, oh, he's not really anything special. It's my hand. Once you saying that, you lost. You lost, and you lost bad. You didn't even have a solution to the problem. You know, you got to go back to the drawing board. That's what it's called. You lost. I don't know how much Robert Easter and what's the other guy y'all said, man, that Floyd Mayweather promotes? It was Robert Easter and Gervonta Davis, Tank. I don't know how much they willing to face this dude, but man, I would love to see those fights as soon as possible, because I think those are the other two big names in the division there that Lomachenko should face. And if he could close out the division right there with them tough guys, he just solidifies that he is the best boxer in the world today. He already established that by beating Guillermo Rigondeaux. Those of you don't think so, that's your opinion. They ain't gonna put Canelo as #1 unless he beat probably GGG, and we don't know if that rematch is happening. So at the end of the day, it's Lomachenko, man. He at the top now. He at the top, and we will see how his career pans out, man. But this dude, he has a brilliant career. He is the goods. And there's nothing I can say against him because he just shut my mouth up. I doubted that he could win against Rigo. I was wrong. I was wrong. He made Rigo quit. I can't say nothing now. I got to shut up. So it is what it is. For those people saying Loma has a loss to Salido, don't mean nothing. This is a fight between Loma and Rigo, and he won. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, people saying, well, he can't be pound for pound because he lost to Salido. Yeah, but look at Salido. What did Salido do? He beat another guy. And if Loma gets a chance to face Salido again and he whoops his ass, what y'all gonna say? What y'all gonna say? So at the end of the day, Lomachenko is, if he ain't pound for pound #1, he's right up there. He is the goods. And it is what it is. On that note, you guys have a great one. Your boy is out. I gotta go finish doing some chores here. And then I'm going out to do some sales. You guys have a good one.